My fellow Americans, we meet today not in celebration, but in solemn duty. A shadow has fallen across our land. It is the shadow of fear, cast by those who would trade our liberty for a false sense of security. They come in the night. They come to our homes. They wear the uniform of our government. But they do not carry the authority of our laws. I am speaking, of course, about the recent actions of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. These are not the actions of a nation confident in its ideals. These are the actions of a government that has lost its way. We are told this is about security. We are told this is about order. But what kind of order is it that requires armed agents to drag our neighbors from their homes without a proper warrant? What kind of security is it that teaches our children to fear the knock at the door? This is not the America that generations have fought and died for. This is not the America that stands as a beacon of hope for the world. The torch of justice, held high by Lady Liberty in our harbor, now flickers. It is our task, yours and mine, to ensure that its flame is not extinguished by the cold winds of prejudice and fear. Let me be clear, this is not a partisan issue. This is not about Democrats or Republicans. This is about the foundational principles of our republic. It is about whether we are a nation of laws or a nation of men. It is about whether the promises of our Constitution apply to all who live within our borders or only to a select few. When the rights of one are threatened, the rights of all are diminished. And injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We cannot stand idly by while the very soul of our nation is at stake. The time for silence is over. We are a nation of immigrants. Look around you. Unless you are a member of the First Nations, your family came here from somewhere else. They came seeking freedom. They came seeking opportunity. They came to escape tyranny and oppression. And now we see the tools of that same oppression being used against a new generation of newcomers. We see families torn apart. We see children left alone and terrified. We see a system that values expediency over justice and cruelty over compassion. This is not who we are. This is not the legacy we wish to leave for our children. Our founding fathers, in their infinite wisdom, gave us a shield, a powerful shield to protect us from the overreach of government. It is called the Fourth Amendment. It is simple. It is direct. It guarantees our right to be secure in our persons, our houses, our papers, and our effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. And it states unequivocally that no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation and signed by a judge. A judge, not a bureaucrat, not an administrator. A judge.
Check.
This is the bedrock of our privacy and our freedom. Yet today we see federal agents from ICE presenting documents at our doors that are a mockery of this sacred right. They waive administrative warrants, forms like the I-200 or I-205, which bear no judicial signature. They are pieces of paper generated within their own agency, giving themselves permission to violate your home. Let's call this what it is, a constitutional forgery. It is a calculated deception designed to intimidate people who may not know their rights. It is an unlawful entry, and any arrest or evidence gathered from it is, in the eyes of the law, the fruit of the poisonous tree. This is not some minor legal technicality. This is the line that separates a free society from a police state. When the government can enter your home without the oversight of an independent judiciary, then none of us are safe. Today they come for the immigrant. Tomorrow, who will they come for? The political dissident? The journalist? The person who simply looks different? Once we allow this line to be crossed, there is no going back. We are betraying the very document that gives our government its legitimacy. We are allowing our own laws to be broken by those sworn to enforce them. And what happens after these illegal entries? People are detained, often indefinitely, without access to a lawyer, without the due process guaranteed by our 5th and 14th Amendments. American citizens have been caught in these dragnets, their rights trampled alongside their immigrant neighbors. This is a system spiraling out of control, fueled by a dangerous ideology that sees people as problems to be removed, not as human beings with inherent rights. The Constitution is not a menu from which the government can pick and choose which parts it wishes to follow. It is our covenant, and it is being betrayed. There are those in power who not only permit these abuses, but actively encourage them. Senator Marsha Blackburn, for instance, has been a vocal champion of these tactics. She has used her platform not to demand accountability, not to defend the Constitution, but to applaud and fund this lawlessness. This is not a neutral position. This is not a mere difference of political opinion. This is complicity. When a United States Senator provides political cover for federal agents to violate the Fourth Amendment, she becomes a party to that violation. She is enabling unlawful behavior under the color of law. This complicity has a corrosive effect on our society. It turns neighbor against neighbor. It sows suspicion and distrust. When local police departments are pressured to cooperate with these unconstitutional federal raids, they violate the trust of the communities they are sworn to protect. They become entangled in federal immigration enforcement, a role the Supreme Court has said they cannot legally assume. This blurs the lines of authority and makes everyone less safe. Victims of crime will not come forward if they fear that the police officer they speak to might be an accomplice to their deportation. Think of the moral cost. We are a nation that claims to be guided by faith, by a sense of common decency. The great religious traditions of the world, including the Christian faith, so often invoked by these same politicians, call on us to welcome the stranger, to care for the vulnerable, to love our neighbors as ourselves. Jesus did not ask for papers before he healed the sick. He did not build walls to keep people out. He broke bread with the outcast. How can we reconcile these teachings with secret raids, with masked agents, with children being separated from their parents? This is a profound moral failure. The silence of good people is what allows evil to triumph. When we see these abuses and say nothing, we are giving our consent. When we see our leaders cheering on the violation of our most basic rights and we do not speak out, we are surrendering our power. The cost of this silence is not just the suffering of those who are directly targeted. The cost is the erosion of our own freedom, the degradation of our own democracy. We become a nation that is afraid of itself, a nation where the rule of law is replaced by the rule of fear. So, what are we to do? In the face of such a challenge, it is easy to feel powerless. But we are not powerless. We are citizens of the United States of America. And in this republic, the ultimate power rests not with the government, but with the people. It is our right and our solemn duty to defend the Constitution when it is under attack, even when the attack comes from our own government. This is not a call to violence. This is a call to courageous, peaceful, and lawful resistance. The kind of resistance that has defined the greatest moments in our nation's history. First, know your rights. You are not required to open your door to any federal agent unless they can slide a judicial warrant, signed by a judge, under that door. An administrative warrant is not enough. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney, and you have the right to record. Document everything. The smartphone in your pocket is a more powerful tool for justice than they could have ever imagined. Film every interaction. Record every badge number. Document every vehicle. Shine the bright light of truth into the dark corners where these abuses flourish. Second, stand with your neighbors. This is not their fight alone. It is our fight. Organize community watch programs to alert each other to the presence of ICE agents. Offer sanctuary. Provide support to families that have been targeted. Let it be known that in your community, an attack on one is an attack on all. When agents see a neighborhood united, when they see citizens peacefully standing together, filming their every move and demanding to see a proper warrant, they will see that their tactics of fear and intimidation will not work here. Tyranny thrives in isolation. Community is its antidote. Third, demand accountability from our leaders. We must challenge them in the courts, in the press, and at the ballot box. File lawsuits. Support organizations that are fighting for civil rights. Call your representatives. Write letters to the editor. And when election day comes, vote out those who have been complicit. Vote for leaders who understand that their first oath is not to a political party, but to the Constitution of the United States. We must make it clear that there is a political price to be paid for betraying American values. The journey of America has always been a struggle to live up to our own ideals. We have never been a perfect nation, but we have always strived to be a more perfect one. We have faced moments of crisis before, moments when our core principles were tested by fear and hatred. And in each of those moments, it was the courage of ordinary citizens that called us back to our better selves. From the abolitionists who fought slavery, to the suffragettes who demanded the vote, to the civil rights marchers who faced down dogs and fire hoses, progress has always come from the ground up. Let us therefore resolve to meet this test of our time with the same courage and conviction. Let us reject the politics of division and embrace the spirit of unity. As Thomas Jefferson told us, when tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. And as Jesus taught, blessed are the peacemakers. Our rebellion will be a peaceful one. It will be a rebellion of conscience, a rebellion of law, a rebellion of community. We will not answer lawlessness with more lawlessness. We will answer it with an unshakable faith in our Constitution and in each other. To the agents of ICE, we say, you are not above the law. You took an oath to support and defend the Constitution, not to subvert it. We urge you to remember that oath. To Senator Blackburn and all who support these actions, we say, history will judge you. You have chosen to side with power against principle, with fear against freedom, but the arc of the moral universe is long, and it bends toward justice. The American people will not allow you to dismantle the very foundations of this republic. Let us go forth from this place today with a new sense of purpose. Let us be the generation that reaffirms our commitment to liberty and justice for all. Not just for some, not just for those who look like us or pray like us or were born where we were born. For all, America is not a fortress to be defended with walls and raids. It is an idea to be shared. It is a promise to be kept. Let us begin anew the work of building a nation that is as good as its promise. Thank you, and God bless America.